Right, so very short introduction before we actually start building this thing. So I had two options for editing this. One would be to just do it short and sweet, just cut it together like a sort of just small parts, saying some stuff in between, doing some b-roll. The other option is one that I actually went for, and that is showing the entire process of me building it, similar to how I did it with the previous PC build video, which was also longer, so I'm still showing everything. So I'm taking apart the whole thing, I'm unscrewing everything, putting everything together. Of course, I'm not gonna show each individual screw that I'm taking apart, but it's basically me just taking it apart, talking about what I'm doing. Because when I was sort of researching how to do a water-cooled workstation, and especially with the GPU stuff, there's like with the GPU stuff, it's much harder to find proper videos of people actually just demonstrating physically in real time how it all works. I mean, there are videos, but I figured that would be more useful if this is something you want to try for yourself as your own guide. If you're a 3D artist, visual effects artist, you want to build your own water-cooled workstation, then this will somewhat serve as a more guide, as a guide. And if you just find it entertainment, I guess, to just hear me rambling about nerdy PC stuff and see me build a PC, then that's also fine. So that's going to be this entire video. And again, video after this is going to be all the benchmarking after all the water is on. But that's going to be the next one. This one is only building. So I hope you enjoy. All right, so next day, I moved all my recording equipment to the living room because I just have a big table here that's going to be easier to record at. I do have a work table in the office as well, but it's just tiny and I probably need a lot of space also for the recording equipment because I also need to put my camera and stuff, and this is a nice deep table. So this way I can record, have my fancy mic here. I think I have everything here. I have one of my GPUs for now. I'm going to take the other one out later once I've finished with this one, because the first one is probably going to be the most difficult. Water block, some thermal paste, grind out thermal paste I'm going to be putting on there. There's thermal pads in the box for this thing. So yeah, I have some screwdrivers, Allen keys. I couldn't find my tiny screwdrivers. I found one of my tiny screwdrivers. So if I need those, then I'm gonna search for them. So hopefully I won't need them, because I have no idea where I put them last. All right, so I guess let's just get started. Let's just put this, start deconstructing this. They don't make instructions for this thing for some reason. I did find a couple of teardowns online, but again, like they don't have instructions in the thing or online, so it's a little bit first time for me doing it and no instruction. But I found instructions of like other GPUs that like it's probably a pretty similar process, so hopefully won't be too hard. So I guess I'm gonna move this camera down. Can't say that I'm not nervous for doing this. It's I mean, it's a $2,500 card at the moment. Let me first take a picture of the layout so that I know where the screws go back in when I... Again, no instructions, so I'm just YOLOing this and hope I don't break the $2,500 card. I mean, if one goes fine, then the other one should probably be fine, so I'm mostly worried for the first one. And I guess if it doesn't work out, I can always put it back together, and then I would have only wasted the money on the water cooling components, but I am confident enough that this will all work out. I mean, it shouldn't be rocket science, but the problem is with these water blocks and stuff, like they are not all the same. Like all of this, they all have their own designs, and like with the CPU stuff, you could just look up how it works, and then it's pretty much the same for everything. With this, it's of course going to be a little bit more tricky. All right, so I've gotten those out. It's always impressive with, I don't know if you know Gamers Nexus. I think I mentioned them before, but he always does teardowns of GPUs, like like he before there's like so when they just come out, he does teardowns and then he tries to make its own water blocks for it. It's pretty alright. So when they put a sticker on, I guess that's the warranty sticker. Alright, here's a couple more. Call this sides. I'm just, if you can see it, like I just have a couple of boxes there. I'm just calling. There's probably better ways to organize that, but or do I just have to pull? Oh, all right, there we go. All right. All right, so that's a pretty huge copper block. So you can see the thermal pads here, thing there. So I guess I can just unplug this little ribbon cable here. All right, there we go. So yeah, that's the cooler. Just keep moving my camera around. Yeah, that's the cooler right there. A little bit of dust in there, but that was expected. Lots of copper. I can sell it and make money because copper prices are really high. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm just gonna keep it if I ever have to. Yeah, you know, it was actually easier than I thought it would be. I still have no idea how. Oh wait, so there's the sort of tiny backplate here. I was wondering how I can get these out because they don't have any screw holes, but if you look over here, there's some screw holes there. All right, so I'm gonna first take the backplate off as well. But to be honest, taking it off was pretty easy. So easy to remove cooler, so that is a definite plus. It's pretty insane if you're imagining like how much tech is like inside of just such a small thing. So many transistors in this very small chip there in the center. Right, so gonna need to put some alcohol on the. I really need to cut my hair and my beard, by the way, but oh well, should have done that before the video. Too late now. Yeah, so I'm gonna take some alcohol here. 5% alcohol. I'm gonna use that with some kitchen towel to clean the existing cooling paste here from the GPU. All right, so just using my nails will probably work. This stuff really hardens if you roast your GPU, and these get really hot, so of course I use them quite extensively as well. I think maybe right, a little bit of metallic stuff. I'm afraid of damaging it, so I don't want to, but I do need to get it off. Right, so here's a new clean microfiber, orange, like the color of my country, sort of. Well, not really, but well, somewhat. If you ever come here on King's Day, everybody's dressed in orange. So it's important that the top area really is clean, because we're gonna apply a new thermal paste, and if there's going to be any gaps or no good conductivity, that's really gonna hurt the cooling performance. All right, so I gotta put the thermal pads on now. So these came in the pack, so do need to cut them up. So I have orange scissors here. Couldn't find my bigger scissors. You can see I'm not super organized generally. Yeah, so let's do a guide. Like over here, if you look at the cooler,
that's where the thermal pads went, so they need to go all over these, which are the VRAM chips, I guess. Right. Right, so they don't seem to be pre-cut. So I'm gonna cut them myself. All right, these don't need to be cut, I guess. So I'm just gonna. Okay, I do think I need to cut them because I'm not sure if they're. All right, yeah, okay, they do seem to be just big enough. If I'm putting it like this. So these are just thermal conductive pads. They do have a strip on the backside, so I need to take that off before we. Let me just move my camera as well. You can see it all a little bit better. So I do need to make sure that that is taken off before I do anything. So essentially, these things are just like some sort of a cooling paste, but then it's a strip instead of a paste. Alright, okay, I have a little bit cut that off a little bit too enthusiastic, so I'm gonna cut off a little more here. And I'm just gonna do a separate little strip for the last one. Alright, I'm gonna do real quick Google search to see if it would make sense to cover any of these other things with thermal pads. Probably not, because they're not covered with the original. Oh wait, there are two more. Right, so that's those. I think that's gonna be all right, so that's this thing. All right, I think I'm just gonna cover all of the small chips, probably. Right, so what I'm seeing is that there's a very tiny sort of thing over there. A really, really small. That one seems to need one. All right, I think those should be it. Just gonna do another real quick search. Like before I put anything on, like I don't want to take it apart again or have overheating issues. All right, I think it should be good. So I think I'm gonna. I do need to, by the way, put them on the backside as well. I think should I already do that? I guess I could already. I guess I could already put some stuff on the backside. I guess let's just give them a very quick rub. All right, I think this should be good enough. Let's have it evaporate a bit, and I'm gonna put the pads on. So you can see how this is all a little bit more involved than CPU cooling. CPU cooling is pretty simple. Pretty much anybody should be able to do that, well, at least if you're not afraid of ruining something. But I mean, that's pretty much just very easy. Like it doesn't change that much from machine to machine. It's just a block you put on there, you screw some stuff on it, and it should be good. But GPUs are just different for each model, especially now with the 3000 series. So this is a little bit more involved, but as you can see, it's not too hard. You just need to think about it a little bit, like I'm doing now. Like I mentioned, there's no instructions for this. Like I'm just basically YOLOing this from what I've seen online and then just doing it. Let's double check that there's no plastic behind. I think I've removed everything here. Right. Alright, so that all good. So there's still a little plastic layer on top. We're gonna remove that later. Let's put on the we can start putting on the block. I guess we could do the back plate first, maybe, or let's do the normal block. What should we do? Probably normal block. make more sense. All right, let me move my camera a little bit so you have a little bit more clearer view of what's going on. All right, so here we have this block. You see the layout sort of matches what this thing has here. All right, so we're just gonna make sure that I put this on correctly, right? All right, I shouldn't forget the thermal paste. I'm being a little bit stupid here. Of course, you need thermal paste on the GPU, else things will all break. But just gotta make sure that I'm gonna check how it's aligned. Right, roughly something like that. And gotta see how does it screw in. Even comes with a screwdriver. Oh my god, look at that. So cute. All right, so I'm gonna get my thermal grizzly compound out here. So, like I thought I had a little bit thing of thermal compound that came with it, but I couldn't find it anymore. So I'm just using thermal grizzly, which is pretty good stuff. Oh, they even have a very cute sort of. They even have a certificate of origin, like with a code. All right, that's weird. Well, I guess you can check it. And I have a little spreading thing which I'm not going to be using. Right, I'm gonna do one more clean with the alcohol just to make sure that everything is clean, and then I'm gonna put the paste on and then the cooler. Right, seems to be good enough, I guess. Let's put on some cooling paste. So again, just about 2 grains of rice in the center. Normally 2 grains of rice is not enough if you're gonna eat rice, but when you're doing this, then it is enough. Right, I'm just gonna clean the backside of the plate as well real quick. All right, let's see. Right, this mic is a little bit. All right, I'm gonna just have it. Okay, the audio is gonna drop down a little bit. I'm gonna move away from it. All right, let's remove the plastic from these pads. I was almost forgetting it again, but it's quite important. Also, of course, it is not gonna cool properly. Hey, I see that the one little thing that I put on there is missing now. So I'm gonna put that back on. I don't know why that let loose. Maybe when I moved the card around, when I moved the thing around, it let loose. So. All right, that seems to be fine. Let's turn it around. Right, so now I can screw that in, I guess. All right, I did find one sort of image which somewhat resembles an instruction, and I did forget something here. I need to. Right, so this thing here in the center, this should be screwed in as well. So they have somewhat of an image in the thing here, but it's really unclear. Oh, okay, this does need the plastic ring as well. Oh, I'm really messing this up. But again, like I'll probably do better on the second one. Again, as long as this cools in the end, and it's fine if I messed it up a tiny bit. I mean, what is the worst that can happen? Me losing a card and not being able to buy it anymore because these turbos are not available anymore, I guess. Like with the CPU stuff, I felt a lot more comfortable because that's something I could really read up on how everything works beforehand. And with this, I'm mostly just winging it. But it's going better than I thought, to be honest. Like I I expected it would be a lot harder to get the whatever what's called the cooler off. But that part was surprisingly easy. Like I saw some videos of the Founders Edition, and that one has a lot of hidden screws and just overall not looking great in order to be able to take that apart. But this seems to be like this was pretty easy. So I guess they might also expect a lot of people to throw these in water, even though it took way too long for water blocks to be even available. But maybe you might wonder where the thermal pads went, but they stuck to the thing when I took it off. All right, I think that should be good. All right, I'm just gonna put this back on. Really hoping for the best. Well, I mean, it's gonna be fine. Like it got thermal pads on everything, so it's like I can always take it apart if I did end up wrecking something. But like ideally I don't want to do that, because then I need to drain the loop and do all the things, and just not ideal. All right, I guess only thing that remains is to put the side thing back on. But that all went pretty smoothly. Now, I mean, we still have to see if everything will actually work, which is somewhat important. All right, I was being completely stupid because, of course, I was trying it like this, but it's completely stupid because, of course, you need that part to to sit on the outside so you can actually screw it in. All right, I guess Timmy needs some more coffee, which I'm gonna grab. Uh-oh, which one is it? I lost the screw. Oh no. Alright, I'm gonna do the other ones first. Alright, so I lost the one screw for the backside here, but it is one down. Cable here is for the RGB stuff. But yeah, let's just, I need to get out of the frame if I want this to focus proper. So let me just, I was gonna try to focus on my face. Yeah, there you go. Looks pretty good, I think. Looks pretty clean. So yeah, one down and then another one to go. So yeah, let's grab the second one. All right, so second one now. For this one, I'm mostly gonna focus on just shooting B-roll for this video, because I mean I got two, might as well use this one to shoot a little bit better close-ups, B-roll stuff. So I'm just gonna skip from this part of me starting to it being finished, because you already saw the whole process. I might still shoot a little bit of this, but I'm gonna speed this part probably up a little bit. So Alright, so with the water blocks out of the way, let's put the fans on the radiator. So I've already flushed it with some demineralized water. Let's just unpack these fans. Breaking the box. Right, here we go. Right, nice black fans. I don't particularly like the red, but what are you gonna do about it? Not much. Alright. Let's think, how are we going to put this in? Alright, so just did a quick Google again, and EK fans do push from the logo side, so logo side needs to go down. Alright, how to screw these in. Alright, I'm gonna be happy when this is all in. Alright, like I wanted to do this sooner, but I had projects going on and I really couldn't Because the problem with this stuff is that like I also have work to do in the meantime. And this means downtime for a couple of days for any work that I need to do. Because of course I cannot use my workstation now. So, but now I had time to do this. So I'm hoping to have this finished tomorrow. And then I can continue working on stuff on Monday. But we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try to put this thing in. Let's just keep the cables on for now. So I'm gonna try to put it like this. Hopefully, alright. Oh, I really hope. Yeah, alright. Seems like it's going to just fit without me having to move the pump around. Alright, that would be great if I can actually do that. Yeah, I forgot about that. This thing needs to come off. So I'm gonna do that. Screw this on. Then we can click it into place after. I'm just gonna put this in the case. I won't record that. It's just a hassle to get everything in position for the video. So I'm gonna put it in and then I'll continue from there. I put it on the wrong side, so I need to turn it around first. Well. All right, so it's getting a little bit darker out because I'm already been at this all day. But I want everything in there for now, and then tomorrow I can do some other stuff. But let's just put in the cards. All right, I think I need to get rid of the. How is this gonna? All right, looks like it's gonna fit. So, gonna put that in. I'm just gonna putting in the GPUs. And I'm not sure how visible this will be. It's a little bit hard to sort of properly get this on film. So we'll see. And then the other one, I think it needs to just go right below it. Need to check with the connector block that I have, but all right. Connector block comes in that I have, which is this thing. Just move it over here. So this is this connector block, and well, I'm gonna need to take off these things. But after that, I can just slot this sort of over, and then yeah, then they should be both connected. So let's do that. Pretty tight. All right, go. Because you wouldn't remove this if you're just doing one. This is only going to be the case if you are going to be doing two 3090s like I am doing now, or two of any other GPU. All right. Right, there you go. That comes off. So it's this thing. Tiny thing. All right, let's do the other one. It's always quite a lot of work. I'm actually doing this. Actually, it's going pretty decent so far, if I'm honest. Like I've given myself around 2 days to get this done, and hopefully it's gonna be done. But this is still day one, so we're going on track. All right, why not? Seems good enough for me. All right, number 2. So let's just record this also on my phone real quick so I can get real close. So you can see it's pretty cool. Right, so now for that little block. It should slot over here. And it comes with its own screws, right? in its own Allen key. I'm gonna have so many Allen keys when this is all done. All right. I'm just wondering with the red over there. I thought I was going to connect it like that. That might be a little bit tricky. I do have an angled connector. Ah, okay. I think I can make it work with an angled connector probably.
All right, I did some tubing, and it's very unconventional tubing. If you, well, you can see that here. Like, I don't particularly like what I've done here, but I'm just not completely sure how else I should sort of loop it. Because if I'm gonna route something, was like this flows like this, right? So this goes through this whole thing. But if I were to route something over here and just only had one, I'm not sure if there's going to be enough pressure here. I guess I could try it, but I kind of just want to fill this up and see what this does. And then if it ends up doing something weird, then I might change it. But I guess if it works, then it works. And it's not like I'm going to be looking at this all day. Not the most. And you really see the discoloring of the tubes. I was thinking of replacing them, but like these are going to look like these in a year anyway. So I don't really see the point. I mean, it's going to look a little bit more pretty for a couple of months, and then it's still going to look like that. So let's just try it like this, and we'll see how it goes. So I have that part going to this, then to this, and to this, boop. So we got a full loop here. So I guess I'm going to fill this up, see what it's going to do. So yeah. All right, I'm going to fill this up with some distilled water. Again, I'm not going to do the cryo fuel before I test this, just like last time. And again, like it looks a little bit weird with with this stuff, but honestly, if it works, it works, and I don't care too much, to be honest. So that's full. Let's see if we can get this to run without leaking, or if it's even flowing properly, because it's looking so weird. I think it should go like burp, 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 and burp, 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 like that. So let's see if that actually works. So I'm gonna grab the power cable and jump start this thing. All right, so let's see if this will actually do what I think it'll do, or if it's gonna act weird. So let's see. All right, so far so good. Let's fill up some more. All right, so it's all running. I had some leaking. So when I was connecting that, when I was like trying to put it towards there, I guess the thing untightened a little bit. So I actually had some leaking over there. Luckily, like that's why you do the dry run, where you keep everything in the power supply unconnected. And then you put the jumper on here. So nothing is powered on here, so it doesn't, like there's no power to the CPU or anything. So that's why you do that. Aside from that, it seems to actually work. So yeah, let's keep this running for a few hours, see if I can spot any other leaks. So I'm gonna put some kitchen towel there, and then we'll. All right, so I've decided to take apart the loop partly because I'm a little worried about the leak that I had before. So I had some leak, some water went leaking in here and down on the back because this moved around a little bit, and I'm just not sure what happened behind there. So I need to take it apart. So Yeah, there we go. Right, so I am really taking apart the whole loop. There was quite some significant water, to be honest. So I've taken apart everything, drying everything up, and really hoping that this will not have caused any issues. I mean, it is demineralized water. There was no electricity on the board or anything, so I think it should all be good, but still a little bit worried. But we'll see. I'm just gonna let it. I patted it off. I'm gonna let it dry, and then tomorrow, I guess, another day, and to try to get this to work. So it's the next day. It's all dry. So there was a little bit of water in the heat, and so something dripped down here. It went like that, and then it went down there. So I've let everything dry. I'm going to put everything back in. So I'm gonna put the heat sinks back in here. I am gonna retube everything now because I just want to be sure that everything is correct. Because like this was one that was already there, and this was the one that was leaking because it got loose when I was moving it around. So I'm gonna redo all of the tubing, all of the fittings, just to make sure that everything is, well, not gonna leak again. So, and then hopefully everything will work as intended. All right, so I've redone the tubing, which I actually think looks quite nice. So I've filled it up. The tubing now, it's really night and day. Like, I'm happy I redone it because, like, if you look at the old tubing, it's so yellow. Like, it's weird to me that within a year it turns so yellow. I can, like, it's probably the sunlight because I don't know what else it would have been, but it's just weird to me how extreme this is. So anyway, I have filled it up. So hopefully no leaks anymore. I think everything is tightened up. So I'm gonna turn it on, and I'm really hoping no leaks. So I'm really worried that it's gonna leak again. But all right, hope for the best. Anyway, so this is why you don't put power on it. All right. So far, so good. No leaking. All right, gonna fill it up a little bit more. So I had a tiny leak over there. So I patched that up, and let's do the second round. See if that stays fine. All right, still leaking. All right, I've been having quite a bit of leaking, especially, all right, so I just had some leaking over here in the pump. And it's weird because it happens in all the places that I already had, so that were already there. So those were not a problem before, and now they are suddenly problematic. So I think if I were to do this again, and probably if you're gonna do this, probably replace everything or just take everything off, put everything back when you're doing something like this. Don't do it like I did, because now just taking more time. So yeah, hopefully now that everything is connected again, hopefully everything will be fine. So we'll see. All right, so hopefully no leaks this time around. It was leaking before over there, and I've put a piece of paper there. I'm gonna turn it on, see if it hopefully doesn't leak anymore. Right. So far, so good, it seems. Right, so everything is finally not leaking and working fine. So what I ended up doing is I ended up taking an angular adapter from there, which is the one here. So this one seems to be a culprit. This one was leaking, which is weird because I was using this for a while, but maybe because when taking stuff apart, it started leaking or something. So I've taken that one out. That used to, so there was the one on the pump there. There was the one that was leaking. I've replaced it with the one that was on the CPU block, and I've just hooked that up differently now. And now everything has been running overnight smoothly, no problems. So I replaced everything, the water in there, so I drained the loop. I replaced it with the EK Cryo Fuel. So that's in there now. I'm going to leave it running with the EK Cryo Fuel in there for another 24 hours. see if no leaks appear at all. And then tomorrow I'm going to be taking this all to the office again, powering it up. So yeah, this will be the last time over here building it. So I'm just gonna refit all the cabling tomorrow, do all of that, but not interesting to show on video. So that won't be in here, but yeah, exciting that everything is finally working now. Hopefully it'll all boot up and hopefully also cool correctly. So we'll see that tomorrow. So see you there.